Good morning. Happy Sunday. Today is my day of worship and soul care where I am totally devoted to the divinity within me and cultivating that peaceful presence. So I spend many hours on Sundays in prayer, meditation, devotion, spiritual community, and um, I felt called to share a little bit of that with you all today. So, this is a little impromptu yoga class, and we're gonna flow for about 25 to 30 minutes. That's when my Agape Spiritual Center service begins in about 30 minutes. So, we're gonna be closing in that time, but I wanted to get my own flow in. I just did my Orisha prayer and meditation, and I'm about to drink some tea and take my little wellness shot. So I thought I'd share that with you all too before we get into the yoga practice, because these are really healing things as well that I'm sipping on. So I am going to tell you a little bit about what I'm sipping on, and then as I'm doing that, maybe you can get your yoga mat, get yourself situated to do a little quick flow. And the focus of this flow is going to be opening into the neck and shoulders. Personally, and I think a lot of us as well, are, spending a lot of screen time, maybe like hunched up in the shoulders, sitting a lot, and carrying some tension in the neck and shoulders. So when I woke up this morning, that's the flow that I wanted to do. And I thought that you all might be able to use this as well and could be helpful for you. I just learned some really juicy, like amazing, deep shoulder openers. So, that I shared with one of my clients yesterday. So I'm excited to share them with you as well. I'm going to put my Cash App in the comments in case you want to make a love offering after today's yoga flow. And so that will be there for y'all. And I'll put my website as well. Okay. We got all the things in the comments that we need to. Yay. Okay, so let me take my little wellness shots before we get into it. So this is elderberry syrup. I made this homemade elderberry syrup with elderberries, ginger, cinnamon, cloves, and maple syrup, and just kind of boiled that down to a syrup essence after a few hours. So this I have been taking every day. So it's about a tablespoon of elderberry syrup, and then there is apple cider vinegar and a little bit of oil of oregano. So this is a little wellness shot that I've been taking maybe every day, and I've been giving it to my grandmother every single day. So cheers. It's also always better to drink in a cute glass. That apple cider vinegar is strong. Okay. I can feel the apple cider vinegar just like going through every cell of my body, like keeping me healthy and in divine, perfect health, removing anything that does not serve my full health. Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing a yoga class. I decided to do a little impromptu yoga class, babe. So get your yoga mat and join us. Or you don't have to have a yoga mat to do yoga. You can just do it right on your floor, on a blanket. All you need is your body. But first I'm telling people about the little wellness shots that I'm taking. So I just took my elderberry syrup, apple cider vinegar, oil of oregano shot. And now I have my special tea. I have a recipe for this on my blog if you want it. I keep a pot of this boiling at all times. This is the medicine I have brewing in my cauldron always. This is ginger, lime, fresh thyme. It's fresh ginger root, by the way. What else is in here? Turmeric, a little bit of coconut oil to help your body absorb the turmeric. You could also use pepper, but in order to get the full benefits of turmeric and the curcumin, you want to make sure that you have either coconut oil or pepper when you have turmeric. So got a little bit of coconut oil in there with it. There's also some CBD, a little bit of maple syrup for sweetness. So that's what I'm sipping on for my tea this morning. This is packed with health benefits, and I have all of the benefits of each of the ingredients that are in this tea on the blog on my website. So you can actually go to where the pinned comment says bewellwithbrielle.com/blog, and you can get the recipe for this tea. It's so good. Okay, let's actually do yoga. Okay, get comfortable, and we are going to begin in easy pose. If this feels a little bit uncomfortable for you, if you have like tight hips or something, you should put something to elevate your pelvis. So you could put a block, a pillow, you could fold up your mat a couple of times just to create a little bit of lift and bring the top of your tailbone right underneath whatever you're placing. That's going to give yourself more space for your knees to melt down to the earth if you have tight hips. And so find a nice long spine. Close down the eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a deep inhale in through your nose, filling your belly with air. Exhale, side out. Deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale. Continuing with a slow, deep, and pleasurable breath. Maybe connecting to your ujjayi breath in and out through the nose. Creating a oceanic wave of cleansing energy in the back of the throat as you exhale with the lips sealed out through the nose. And just notice the stillness that begins to be presenced by the simple act of breathing with intention, slowing and deepening the breath. And when you're ready, blinking open the eyes. Bring the chin in towards the chest and roll the head around to the right. And really gently being mindful of how far you bring your head around the back. And take 2 more circles just like that. One more time around, moving at the pace of your breath. and slowly switching directions. Seeing if you can keep awareness of every inhale and exhale. Once more around. Good. Bring the chin and head back to neutral. Inhale, rise the arms up above the head. And as you exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee, your right hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, twist, looking over your right shoulder. The more that you bend into your left elbow, the deeper you will feel this twist. And allow each inhale to lengthen the spine, and each exhale to deepen into this twist. Twisting from your core, not cranking the neck past your limits, just allowing. Inhale back through center. And exhale, twisting to the other side. Right hand comes to left knee, and left hand comes behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Relaxing the right shoulder down, finding length and space between the shoulders. Inhale back through center, rise the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart, and set an intention for your practice. Once you have that intention, go ahead and roll forward to tabletop pose. Knees are hip-width distance apart. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread wide. And let's take some cat and cow breaths. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine, chin in towards your chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Really bring the collarbone through the shoulders. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Maybe coming onto the fingertips to really round the back of the heart. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Taking some head and hip circles here. Making these as big or as small as you would like. I invite you to close down the eyes and just allow your intuition to guide you. Flowing towards what feels good. Not concerning yourself with what my practice looks like, and listening to your own body, your own wisdom within, and changing directions of those circles. Allowing the rhythm of your breath to direct the rhythm of your movements. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes behind you and lift your hips into downward facing dog. And bend the knees pretty deeply here for your first down dog. We're going to take turbo dog. So the knees are bent deeply, the spine is lengthened. There's a connection between your belly and your thighs. Lengthen one leg straight, lengthening the heel of the foot towards the mat. Bend back into that knee and lengthen and straighten the other leg. And walk your dog, bending and straightening one leg at a time. Maybe sway the hips a little bit. Finding a flow. Come up high onto the balls of the feet, lengthening the heels up towards the sky. And as you exhale, lengthen the heels down towards the mat for full down dog. Relax the head and the neck. Look in between your hands. Bend your knees and step to the front of your mat. Inhale to lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart. Bend into the knees and grab for opposite elbows. Now relax the head and neck. And gently sway from side to side, releasing the neck and the shoulders. Bending as deeply as you need to really feel that release. Allowing your upper body to be held by the support of your thighs. Feel how good it feels to hold and embrace yourself. Slowly release the hold of the elbows. Bend into the knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time, allowing your head and your neck to come up last. When you arrive at the top, rolling the shoulder blades back, taking slow, intentional circles of the shoulders, feeling how good that feels, and circling in the other direction. How's your breath? And pause for a moment in Tadasana, mountain pose, palms face forward, feet together to touch, or if that's inaccessible for your body, you can bring the feet a couple inches apart. And just pause for a moment with the shoulders drawing back, the heart lifted, chin slightly tucked, crown elevating to the heavens. And just allow yourself to feel rooted, the soles of your feet like the roots of a tree reaching deep, deep down below the surface that you stand on, all the way down into the nourishing soil of the earth. And from that grounded strength, your rootedness, your direct connection to the earth, drawing all of that strength and groundedness all the way up through the trunk of your tree, up the base of your spine, through every one of your chakras, your root chakra, your sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra, out to the heavens. You are grounded yet expansive, rooted and rising. Take a deep inhale, rise the arms up above the head, hands come together to touch. Interlace all of the fingers except for your index fingers. Allow the index finger to point up towards the sky. Take an inhale to reach the arms up, and as you exhale, reach the arms over to the right. The hips sends out to the left as you reach the arms to the right. Engage the core, keep the ribs tucked in. And breathe. See if you can reach one more inch. And inhale back through center. Exhale, other side. Hips to the right, reaching to the left. On your next inhale, reach back through center. And exhale to fold. Plant your hands and step it back to the top of a push-up. As you exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop it up to upward facing or cobra if you're still warming up the spine. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe in deeply here. On your next exhale, bring the knees down to the mat. We're going to get into some restorative, really excellent shoulder openers. So go ahead and bring your left forearm. So you're starting in tabletop from here. Bring your left forearm parallel to the front of your mat and start to reach your right arm long and straight out in front of you. And then you're going to bring your forehead to rest down onto the mat. So the hips stay high and stacked right above the knees. And you can grip the mat gently with your right fingertips. You should feel an opening kind of right in this area along the right shoulder blade. And breathe here. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in the body. See if you can send your breath there and find some ease, surrendering to the posture and letting it feel good. Slowly begin to push yourself up through tabletop, moving really gently and slowly to just feel that opening after doing that posture. We're going to go ahead and take that on the other side, coming down onto your right forearm, the right forearm parallel to the front of your mat. Extend the left arm long, kind of adjust your stance as needed, and rest the forehead down to the mat. If you find your mind wandering, returning your attention to your breath. Slowly come on up to tabletop pose. Ooh, that feels good. I am going to actually grab for a pillow for the next couple of postures. I would recommend doing that as well. Okay, for the next posture, come down to Sphinx pose. So you're going to extend the legs back, come down to rest onto your forearms. The elbows are tight into the chest, kind of like chaturanga, and finding some lift and length in your chest so you're not like collapsing into the shoulders. You can see the difference here. Here I'm collapsed, here I'm nice and lifted, pushing my forearms down into the earth to find length through my heart. If you feel any pinching sensation in your low back, you can lengthen your feet further away from each other, and that should give you a little bit more space and release some of the tension in your low back. If this feels like too much sensation for your chest or your spine, you can also walk your hands forward, and that should relieve a little bit of the tension. So we'll just pause here for a few rounds of breath. The gaze is neutral. And for the next posture, go ahead and reach for your pillow. And you're going to place your pillow on top of your forearms. I'm going to actually add mine in after just so you can see what's going on. So beginning with your forearms tucked in, take your right hand. You know what, I'm going to show you on my left hand first so you can see a little bit better. Start with your left hand, take your left hand and thread it underneath the right. Keep your left palm facing down to the earth. Slide that left shoulder down onto the mat. Gently relax yourself down. And then traditionally, your head turns opposite of your extended arm. So our left arm is extended out to the right. Your head would turn to the left. This is where the pillow comes in, because this is like a pretty intense twisting. So turning the head to the left, if that like absolutely feels inaccessible for you, go ahead and just turn the head the same direction of your hand. Now with your right arm, you're going to bring that behind your back and take a half bind. If that's too intense, you can just lay the right arm straight back behind you, extended. Go ahead and play around, find what feels good for your body, and we'll be here for a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds. slowly come out of the posture and meet back in Sphinx pose. This one is ideally done with more time holding in the posture so that your body can really unwind. But this is something that I'm just kind of showing to you for you to practice in your own time. This has become one of my new favorites to do kind of right before bed and right when I wake up. All right, so let's take that on the other side. Starting in Sphinx pose, the right arm threads underneath the left, palm facing down. Bring that right shoulder down to the mat. Left arm comes behind in a half bind. Sneak your pillow in and turn your head to the right, if it's accessible. If not, don't crank the neck beyond your limits and go ahead and just keep the head turned to the left. One side may be tighter than the other. That's okay. Just notice with non-judgment. And with each exhale, allow yourself to melt into the posture. Slowly, slowly begin to come out of the posture. It may feel good to shift the hips back to child's pose for a moment and lengthen the arms forward, resting the forehead down to the mat. Slowly come on back up to child's pose or to tabletop pose and bend into the elbows. Bring the chest and chin down. Pause here for a moment, elbows tight into the chest, and then slide all the way forward onto your belly. Bring the arms out like a T. Turn your head to the right. Oh, earrings in the way. Head to the right. Now take your right foot and place the sole of your right foot to right behind your left calf. So you're starting to roll over onto your left side. Your right knee is pointing up towards the sky and your head is relaxed onto the mat. You can bring that right arm closer to your body to use as a bit of leverage to gently push yourself over onto your left side some more And you should feel a gentle openness into your left shoulder, just in a little bit different place. I'm not great with anatomy, y'all, so bear with me. I don't have like the specific muscles I can tell you this is stretching, but it feels good, right? And breathe here. If you need to, or if you would like to, deepen into the posture, like for some reason this isn't really getting good into the shoulders for you, you can also take your right hand and reach for the fingertips of your left hand. If that's inaccessible, come on right back to where you were. If you're able to interlace the fingers, feel the shoulder blades drawing together. If you still want more sensation, you can bend into your left knee. And so both knees are bent, pointing up towards the ceiling, and that should increase the sensation for you in the shoulder. If you notice that your breath starts to quicken and become short, or you start to feel any like tight pinching and tingling, go ahead and come on out of the posture a little bit. That just means that you've gone a little bit past your limits. You want to be able to keep a nice deep and easy breath. Slowly come out of the posture, returning back to laying on your belly with the arms out like a T, and then turn your head to the left. With your head turned to the left and the arms out like a T, take your left foot, place the sole of the left foot down behind your left calf, and same options available to you on this side. You can stay right where you are, gently rolling over onto that right side to open into the right shoulder. Option to reach your left hand behind, reaching for the fingertips of your right hand, squeezing the shoulder blades together. If you're able to get the fingertips interlaced, and then option to also bend into both knees if that's still not enough. Making sure your head and neck is relaxed, glutes are relaxed, releasing any tension that's being held in the body. And breathing deeply. Slowly release and come back to laying on the belly. Good, and gently push yourself up through tabletop pose. Just noticing how your shoulders are feeling. If you are noticing more mobility and just kind of like loosey-goosiness. And the next posture we're going to take, you're going to bring your knees to one side. So let's start by bringing the knees to the right side. Bring your hips down to the mat. So you're kind of just sitting down with the knees draped to the left. You can bring your pillow nearby. for your head in this next posture. And you're going to come down onto your belly, keeping your arms out like goalposts, and turn your head opposite of the knees. So the knees are to the right, your head is going to turn to the left. If this feels like too intense, you can bring the pillow underneath your head. That gives you a little bit more space. Otherwise, if it feels good, you can go ahead and just let your head rest all the way to the mat. You want to make sure that you aren't kind of scrunching up in the spine. So make sure you have enough space to allow your spine to be nice and long here. And then relax into the twist. You may feel this in your core. Twists are always activating through our solar plexus, so you may feel a bit of sensation in the core. You may even feel a little bit through the hips here, but mostly, for me, I'm feeling the sensation in my neck, and I love this stretch. Slowly push yourself up through tabletop. Swing the knees around to the other side. And let's take that on the other side. So the knees are down to the left. Bring the arms out like goalposts as you melt yourself down onto your belly. Turn the head to the right, opposite of your knees. Find length through the spine. And relax into the posture. Noticing if there's a difference between one side and the other. Checking in with your breath. Opening through the neck and the shoulders are excellent for our throat chakra, helping make space to speak our authentic truth with confidence and clarity. Opening into the shoulders and the upper back is also really great for our heart chakra, moving through grief and loss and opening ourselves to give and receive love, peace, and compassion. So these are the themes and the lessons available to us through this physical practice. Slowly come out of the posture, being really gentle with yourself. That one is a very deep neck opener for me. So maybe taking a couple of head and neck circles if you need to reset after that. Oh, I'm feeling so much more spaciousness and ease in my neck and shoulders. I hope you are as well. Okay, let's take some final postures. Bring the soles of the feet planted down onto the mat. Relax onto your back. Arms down along your sides. And bring the soles of the feet planted up towards the ceiling. From here, maybe you stay right here to reverse the blood flow, or if there is an inversion in your practice, personally I like to take a shoulder stand sequence that I'm going to guide you through. If you are just beginning your yoga practice, I invite you to stay right here. This is a pretty intense back of the neck opener. So we're going to start by going into plow pose, and to do that, you're going to start to bring your feet towards your face, and as you do, your hips are going to start to rise from off of the mat. Go ahead and catch the back, your low back with your hands. The elbows are tight into the chest, and you can use the support of your hands to gently guide your hips up over, and maybe the feet start to come down to the earth right behind your head. And maybe they don't make it that far, and that's okay, and don't force. If you're in plow pose, this is plow pose, one leg at a time, extend to the ceiling, keeping the hips lifted, keeping your hands supporting your low back. For shoulder stand, flexing the feet, finding space between the toes. We like to call that flointing the feet. From shoulder stand, gently bending into the knees, and allow the knees to come onto either side of the head. The feet extend down towards the earth, and create a gentle squeeze of the knees around the ears for ear pressure pose. One vertebra at a time. Allow the spine to come back to rest to the mat, using the guidance and support of your hands to make that transition nice and slow and easeful, one vertebra at a time. Bring the soles of the feet back to rest onto the mat. And as a little counter posture to that shoulder stand sequence, we're going to take fish pose. So for fish pose, you're going to start to press your forearms and your elbows into the mat. And as you do, lift into your heart and bring the crown of your head to your mat. You should feel an openness in the front of your throat. And gently lifting the head to come down to rest, extending the legs out to the corners of your mat, and palms facing up to receive, or down for grounding, relaxing in Shavasana, final resting pose. You are safe, secure, and supported. You have everything that you need. You are not a victim. You are a creator. You have the power to choose and shape change. May your heart be open to give and receive love freely. May you express your authentic truth with confidence and clarity. May you trust your intuition and welcome clarity of vision. You are divine. We are divine. Slowly begin to send your breath to your fingers and your toes. When your awareness and your breath arrives there, then beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bringing your presence back to your physical form. Draw the knees into your chest and give yourself a squeeze, holding, embracing, and loving yourself. And gently allow the knees to come to rest onto one side as if you are coming into the fetal position, returning to the safety of the womb, and feel held and supported by the earth beneath you. And gently push yourself all the way up to a seated position with a nice long spine. Take a deep inhale in through the nose, filling the belly with air. Exhale, sigh it out. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. The light within me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. I hope that you enjoyed. I thought we were just going to do 30 minutes, but I was really feeling it. So we ended up doing a nice full hour. I hope that your neck and shoulders are feeling super delightful, delicious, and spacious. If you enjoyed this practice, you are welcome to leave a love offering to share the energy of abundance and gratitude by making a donation to my Venmo or Cash App linked in the comments. And if you are new to flowing with me and want to learn more about the chakras, yoga, meditation, plant-based nutrition, go to my website that's linked in the comments and sign up for my email list so we can stay connected. All right, I hope you have a really excellent rest of your day. Bye. So glad you feel good, babe.